ICOM4 provides a comprehensive picture to all members within the organisation from the top down and your clients on how likely you are to achieve your strategic objectives based on the skills and mindset of your workforce. The data can be collected from 3 main streams, each can operate in isolation of the other. The first stream measures strategic alignment between senior executive priorities and what management are focusing on, and this is typically supported by C-suite and management consultants. The second stream measures leadership skills and how leaders impact employee engagement and productivity levels, and this is typically supported by HR and learning and development departments. Finally, the third stream considers sales and service skills and how it impacts customer satisfaction levels, and this is typically supported by sales and marketing departments. We are focusing on the second stream, leadership skills, and how you can fast-track the development of your high-performing leaders and at the same time raise the engagement levels of their team. ICOM4's standard measurement system includes 4 quadrants that link direct to temperament theory, as our research shows that the lower levels of self-awareness about one's temperament style, beliefs and preferred way of working will impact the way people lead. We break each quadrant into 4 leadership competencies that link to major leadership theories. We can, however, customize these competencies and collect data in 8 additional areas. Each competency can be linked to company strategies and to development interventions. And if we gather data from clients, then we can also link each competency to your brand values. So what the system does is gather feedback on how well leaders are performing in these 16 areas versus how much the team desires the leader to perform in each area. The gathering of such data identifies leadership blind spots. Now, before we gather data on how well leaders are performing in the eyes of their team, we first want to add additional information into the system that is specific to your company, as this improves the power of the results and clearly links leadership competencies to business outcomes. The first 3 columns list the quadrants followed by the competency and then a description on what the competency is measuring. The 4th column allows you to take your company values, strategies and goals and map it to each competency. Then if a competency is not being acted out by a leader, it shows the leader how their current skills are impacting the company and the team from achieving its goals. Finally, the 5th column allows you to input a development strategy and KPIs. In other words, if leaders' results show that they need to improve within a competency, such as resolve, then they need to focus on development within this skill to remove a performance blind spot. In this wheel, you will see 4 quadrants. Green represents investigation, red motivation, blue collaboration, and yellow orchestration. If you are using temperament tools that also use colours such as DISC or HBDI, then you can change the colours accordingly. Now you'll see that each competency has 2 measurements, D and E. D reflects how much the workforce desires the leader to reveal these skills, and E reflects how much the workforce experiences their leader revealing this skill. Now this is where ICOM4 differs from 360-degree tools, as 360 gathers experience alone and does not compare this against workforce desires. Therefore, it cannot link leadership development to employee engagement levels. The larger the gap between desires and experiences, the lower the engagement levels, which are reflected in the second wheel, showing a 79% engagement level. The system picks up the largest gaps, which you can see in the column chart below. In this instance, the team requires their leader to portray the skills associated with the resolve, showing a score of 89%. Yet they experience their leader supporting this skill only 52% of the time. This equals a 37% performance gap. Note that the results do not suggest that a leader needs to not develop in other areas. Rather, it prioritizes training based on the largest gap between experience and desires of their team. And this impacts employee engagement levels and therefore a leader's ability to build higher levels of trust and influence within their team. So how does this help you? The data helps you build a high-performing leadership team that has maximum levels of trust and influence within each of their team members. It isolates blind spots, saving time and money by identifying development priorities and targeting development in the most cost-effective way. The mini assessments keep a pulse on how well your leaders are adapting to development. as it is adaptive leaders that are more valuable to your organisation. Many assessments can seek feedback from team members within certain competencies, for example, resolve. This includes just seeking input on 2 questions from the team, and it provides you with a wealth of information such as: is the leader adaptable to development? Is the development working? What do you need to do to fine-tune to receive a higher ROI on development? And are leadership competencies supporting your strategic goals? High-performing leaders have lower gaps. Therefore, the goal is to close the performance gap as shown in the next image. Here we see that the gaps between desires and experience are lower and the employee engagement levels are higher, therefore showing a high-performing leader. For a company to raise their employee engagement levels and reap the benefits of an engaged workforce, then all they need to do is link each leader and team's development training to their largest gap and help them close these gaps through targeted development. This also ensures that you're building a strong and high-performing leadership team. Using ICOM4 identifies leadership blind spots that may otherwise go unnoticed up to 10 times faster, reduces leadership and team training by up to 65%, and dramatically improves employee engagement levels on average by 36%. So to find out more or to book a free demo or pilot, please contact us, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.